Well, you never expected us to talk about this again, but here we are talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield after they have a new direct for Pokemon coming out. We're not just talking about Sword and Shield, but
I mean, that was the main part of the direct.
Part of the direct.
Yeah, I guess let's start with the smaller stuff. Okay, smaller in air quotes. It was
Pokemon Home.
Pokemon Home
Coincides a little bit with Pokemon Sword and Shield, but
that's not what we're going to talk about.
but literally Pokemon Home. That's how they showed off the inclusion. Where
From
you're able
previous
to pull Pokemon from Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and bring them into Sword and Shield.
The biggest issue I have with Pokemon Home is they already had Pokemon Bank. So
I still don't really know the difference, to be honest.
Isn't
I don't
Pokemon
either.
Home a paid service?
yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
it is.
Pokemon
So
Bank.
there's some post I saw on Reddit where there's like a whole tree of how you can pull Pokemon from basically every game and pull them back into this one. But it's like this whole tree.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
too
doing
much work.
Yeah.
That's what I did for when I played whatever X and Y. I got my Gen 3 Pokemon all the way to X and Y. It was pretty fun.
That's for me where it's like if I've played like Gen 3 and I have like a Gardevoir, like I'll just find another one and just start from scratch.
Yeah, straight up just leave it in the game.
Yeah.
It's not-
But my sentimentality.
well, I mean that's great if you want to pay. If you
Yeah.
want to pay to
I mean,
put it in your game.
re-give it the nickname or if you have one, and then just go on with your day.
Nintendo obviously knows they're going to make money off of it, so that's why they made it. But
Yeah,
so
I guess we don't really have much of an opinion on it. I think it's kind of interesting, but we don't want to focus too much time on it.
yeah, and they also released the Mystery Dungeon
The Mystery Dungeon
Remakes.
demo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. We'll be
Deluxe.
showing off a little bit of the demo
later this week.
In
Yeah.
another video, but
whenever this gets posted, before or after this.
I like the art style. It's kind of a shame though. I was kind of hoping they would do a new
new one.
Dungeon game, kind of because that I played a lot of that one in particular, so like I kind of know everything that happens.
I think they're a little apprehensive just because the last couple Mystery Dungeons haven't done very well. Specifically, Super Mystery Dungeon, and then there was one more before it that didn't do too well. I think. I just remember the last good one being Explorers of Sky.
I mean, I'm excited for it because, like they said, it's been almost 15 years, and I hardly remember anything from me playing it personally. So it'll be nice to kind of go back through. It's more of a nostalgia thing than anything.
Yeah, it's got that charm to it. It's definitely got a different take. When people think of like Pokemon battles, you know when you play the game, you play as a trainer, but this is like you get to play as the Pokemon, so it's kind of a different take on it.
And I was probably about 9 or 10 years old when that first came out, so I mean now anymore it's gonna be a lot easier maybe, but also a lot more fun to understand what exactly I'm doing.
Oh,
a
yeah, for
lot
sure.
more. But so now on to the big news, the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass. So they announced that they're gonna add 2 new areas to the game. That's gonna be the Isle.
The Armor of Isle.
No,
Isle of
Armor.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
Yeah,
and then
Armor
Crown
of
Tundra.
Isle. It's like a chest plate that has like islands on them.
Yeah,
And then
what
the
was it?
Crown Tundra.
Yeah, Crown Tundra.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about that?
I'm
I like
excited
it
for him.
I'm excited. The biggest thing that they said that personally that I took away from this was that they're going to be like the wild area essentially. I think the biggest issue, I didn't really have any issues with the wild area, but the most common complaint was that it felt empty. So this is going to be one of those cases where they finally took one of the complaints and they, I don't know, fully realized what the wild area could be. A fully developed area now.
I think also Game Freak did a really good job of kind of fixing a lot of the complaints of Sword and Shield early on, with obviously Dexit adding another 200 back into the game.
Yes, they're 200 plus. 200 plus Pokemon being added in, so we're at around 700, I think, right?
Yeah. Hopefully this one is not so straightforward where it's like point A to point B. Like there's not. Hopefully it's more like the wild area where there's a lot more exploration.
I was going to talk a little bit about that as well, where I think, obviously, I think you probably all know by now if you watch our previous stuff that I haven't been the biggest fan of Pokemon Sword and Shield, but I've actually really enjoyed what I see from these 2 expansions, and I think it's because there's more of a Pokemon vibe to me about these places, whereas there's more to do, more to see, more lore behind it, whereas in the previous areas I felt like it was kind of cookie cutter Pokemon, but I'm excited about the mystery behind these new Pokemon and the legendaries in particular.
Yeah, especially the birds.
Yeah,
if it's
so
if it's just like a Galar form of them, or if it's
they're entirely new because they said new legendaries,
Yeah.
but they look almost exactly like Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos.
Yeah.
So maybe they're like distant relatives or something, or maybe they are the Galarian forms. We
Yeah.
don't know. The one Galarian Pokemon that you can all get, I believe, is it now or when the update drops?
You can get it now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a free update that is put out for
Galarian Slowpoke.
Galarian Slowpoke, and it's essentially what it allows you to do is you don't have to purchase the DLCs to get access to the Pokemon that's in them. The 200 plus new Pokemon.
Yeah.
If people, if you have a friend or something that you know that's going to buy it, and you're just like, hey, I'm not going to spend the money on it, but can you trade me, in this case, Slowpoke, right? We'll just say that one. Can you get me a Slowpoke or something like that? They can.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, to me, I think that's why I think that the $30 price point is worth it, because the Pokemon are free. I think expansions to the area is worth the price, but to a lot of people, I feel like if they had to pay for the Pokemon that were in previous games, they would be a little upset.
Yeah, if they just did a straight up like, hey, if you want to buy the national decks, spend $15.
but when it comes to new areas and new places to explore, I think it's
worth it.
Oh yeah, I think this is much more than just adding new Pokemon to the game. By the way, if you're wanting that free Slowpoke, you can visit the train station and encounter the new rivals that they included for the
region game specific.
Yeah, for the sword players, it's the poison type Gym
the girl.
Clara is her name,
the
and then
girl.
for shield players, it's the psychic type Avery. They'll give you the Galarian Slowpoke for you to catch. Is there anything else you guys want to say about these two regions other than
I really like
hopeful?
Cubfu.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I'm interested as to like how Mustard has a legendary, like why.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of interesting that we have a legendary that it evolves, kind of like how
Riolu to like Lucario. Like,
that's a pseudo legendary.
But
But I was gonna say more like Cosmog and Sun and Moon because he's a evolutionary line that evolves into
not Luna.
yeah, Lunala and Solegio. The two,
Oh, yeah.
the box art. So it's kind of interesting to see how they're going to do this one. They mentioned that you get him for free. So just by, I guess, playing the DLC, you get him.
so you don't
So you get it for $30.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. You get him, hold on. At no expense to the player in game.
Yeah, but
I think that's it. I think if you're interested in seeing some of the new Gigantamax forms, which there are quite a few, you can look online for those. They're pretty cool. I like the new Venusaur, in my opinion. But
And then the Regis, we're getting 2 new Regis in the Tundra Crown. Was it?
yeah, the Crown Tundra actually.
Crown Tundra looks pretty cool. There's supposed to be a lot of legendaries in that one.
Yeah, something we didn't talk about previously was that you can actually go spelunking in the Crown Tundra, which I think it adds a lot of like multiplayer value, where you can team up and fight legendaries.
So that'll be cool. That'll be cool
and
what they
catch
do.
them, so
Maybe they'll add special Dynamax or Gigantamax forms of legendaries, and I don't know. It'll be kind of neat.
maybe, but we'll just have to see until then. But overall, we are really kind of forward with this DLC.
Optimistic. I'm optimistic for it.
I like doing this more than adding like a separate game like Platinum.
Adding a third game or just making a new game in general.
I'm kind of glad it's just more expansion and just staying with the same thing.
You get to keep the team you have and stuff like that.
And it's a little bit cheaper as well.
Yeah, $90 versus $120 if you got 2 Switch games.
Yeah.
So.
And me personally, I kind of like the Sword and Shield story. I know a lot of people didn't, but if they can continue on that a little bit, I know they're kind of diverging a little bit with each different expansion. But if they could kind of continue a little bit on the previous story, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So
Very excited for it.
Yeah, we're very, very optimistic. Looking forward to it. Tell us what you guys think in the comments. Maybe you disagree with us, and that's fine. Tell us what you think. So
I don't know if it's really fine, but
No,
Put it
people
down
are allowed to
anyways.
disagree, Josh. You're
don't you know?
being toxic.
I cancel you.
I'm totally kidding. All right, see you guys.